Some of the lads go full everything, yeah.
And do they end up enjoying it and realising, oh, actually, I'm kind of into having sex with the men?
Some of the lads, I think, needed the excuse to do it.
Are they ever a bit homophobic off camera and then on camera they're doing something just to kind of rid of the shame?
Yeah. I have worked with people like that.
There's these two straight lads that are having their own thing and they don't want me, but they're also not doing it themselves.
My mum died in a car crash from a drunk driver. We got told next morning by my abusive alcoholic stepdad. And then at the age of 15, then I had nobody. I was living in a car, a friend of mine.
Would you say that this is where you get so much motivation to be okay and look after yourself?
Yeah.
So why do you think, as a straight man who doesn't know what it's like to be gay, why do you think it is that people are drawn to this sort of straight laddie world?
So from my experience with this, from speaking to a lot of gay guys about it,
I want to now talk about the content, and you said that you have helped other guys get into this. So there's other straight lads at your gym or in your town or whatever online that have contacted you, or you've contacted them, or that sort of thing. So I've looked at your videos, I've looked at other guys doing this, and I'm really taken aback at how many straight lads are in gay porn.
Yeah.
And it's all based on, in terms of your collaborations, the idea of these tradies, these straight lads doing what they shouldn't be doing. It's just guys, you know, on the building site.
Lads being filthy.
Lads being lads.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of the names of these guys, you've got Handsome Rob.
He's very handsome.
Wet Will.
Don't know what that's all about. He chose that.
Big Stacks. So these names, when they come up with them, do they think I need to just sound blokey and appeal to a gay person?
Yeah, I suppose. You need to sound different. I always tell people, so when someone comes to me, there's a procedure when people come to me. I always tell them, you need to be relatable to people. So you can't have, like, you shouldn't anyways, have a name like that's really hard to pronounce, really, really hard to search. So if you're going to be like big, I always go big and little. I don't know why. Just me being a bit weird. All my friends are called Big Liam, Big Harry, Big whatever, you know. Big Steve, Big Stacked. You know, everybody's big something. Big Andy Lee. Yeah. Whether they're big or not, you know. And then you have the girls, Little Louise, you know.
So do you run like a training camp for these people now?
Yeah, so when I first started OnlyFans, it was in my garage at my house. And then when lockdown got lifted, I was paying for hotels and I was filming at different hotels all over the place. And a lot of people, I was going up to fellas in the gym, like asking them to be in my videos. And then like my friends would ask me how to do OnlyFans and stuff like that. So I decided that I was going to get a small little space like this for to set up my own little place. And I went looking for places, and one thing led to another, and then I find myself in this big massive warehouse. So I got this big warehouse, huge, and I said I'm going to convert this into different sets.
Okay.
And I'm going to build the world's first porn star university to help people do OnlyFans, but do it the right way, because a lot of people think they know what to do. They think it's taking feet pics and posting them online, but it's not. To be successful, it's not that. There's a lot to it. Even learning how to use a tripod properly, learning how to film properly, use a camera, use editing, even the software, anything. And then there's the legality side of doing social media and porn and everything. You need to have consent. You need to know about consent. You need to know about what people do and don't want. You know your audience. Know what sort of porn you want to do.
And also family relations, right? How do you deal with...
Now, so this is the first question. People? Someone comes to me and there's the very first thing I ever ask anyone. Andy, I want to do porn. So John, I have a website, andyleexx.com. John goes on there. John fills out a form. I want to do porn. I want Andy to mentor me. All free, by the way. I don't charge anybody that. I say, okay, John, have you ever done that before? Any sort of adult work before? No, I've never done it before. Okay. Have you really thought about this, John? Because like as soon as it's out there, you cannot take this back. It's really, really hard to take back. Can you deal with all your family members seeing your porn? Because if you can't, then it's not for you. You cannot hide this stuff. And then that's the first question. I always start with them.
And how many people say no thanks, actually?
A few. You'd be surprised, a few. I always say to them, I say, like, because people try to do it as a second job, and I really talk them against it. Like, you really shouldn't do this as a second job. It should be like, you have to give OnlyFans, if you want to be successful on OnlyFans, you have to give it 100%. So I will get them down to come meet me at my studio, the Porn Star University. And I know it sounds funny.
Porn Star University in, where is it based?
It's in Cambridgeshire.
Cambridgeshire.
Yeah. So it's not open to the public, so it's a safe place for people, so you can just walk in.
Okay.
It's
how often are you in there, working from there?
Every day when I'm back every day.
Oh, that's where you work every day,
yeah.
So okay. And it's like little mini sets and people coming and going. And
yeah, so I've built sets for different trades and stuff.
So people can rent these off you?
No, it's totally free.
It's totally free?
Totally free. I don't charge anybody anything, and I wouldn't. It's I want to help people. And when I there's always, people always say when something sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Gay, straight, man, woman, whatever.
Anyone.
And what sort of sets do you have? So these ones I've seen on your Instagram where you've got a portaloo. These aren't real building sites, obviously.
No, yeah. So I have a building site set. I have a prison cell. I have like hay bales, like cowboy set. I have mechanics garage. I have a sex dungeon. I have an old man's bedroom. I have a rugby locker room.
Can I come and visit?
You can come and visit, definitely. I think you should come and visit. I think everyone should. I think it's amazing.
Oh, well, my mum's not going to come and visit.
No, I mean everyone who's interested in the industry. I think it's a good place to see.
It is. It's fascinating.
And when you come in and it's so vast, and you walk around, you look.
And are people just having sex all day in there?
No. So what I do is I hold days for, like, let's say I do a lads' day. I'll invite 20, 30 lads over, and I'll put a spread of food out. So we'll go to Costco and I'll get a lot of sandwiches and cans of Coke and stuff like that. Put them on the table and we will chill. Literally stick tripods up everywhere. We'll sit down, eat, have a laugh, and do content. So we'll do social media. We'll walk past the camera doing our stupid winks. And I always do cringy social media stuff because I know it rage baits people. It gets people talking, and it does well for us. So we'll do a lot of social media stuff. And then we'll do maybe a big group circle jerk or something.
What happens if one guy in the circle jerk, it was his first day, and actually he got cold feet and he said, I don't want to be in this anymore. That ruins it for everyone.
Yeah, and that's also, you have to take that into consideration, because there is people out there that after 2 months you film with them, and like there's been people that I filmed it, and then before I even post a video they say like, I don't want that up. You just have to take it as a loss of an hour of your life, And
are these guys based in Cambridgeshire? Are they
coming all
traveling?
over. People fly from different countries and stuff
To go to Andy's Porn Star University?
Yeah.
How has the TV channel not got in touch with you and wanted to film something?
We've had loads of TV channels out. We've had loads of programs.
But why is this not just a TV show?
Because people look down on us.
Like the Salon
porn,
or something.
Yeah.
Why is this not a thing?
No, so I had the Sun newspaper out last week, and we done a whole episode thing on them. It was really fun.
Is yours is this the first of its kind?
Yeah.
In the UK at least? I'm so curious. I've got to come and visit.
Yeah, you do.
So it sounds like people are not really having penetrative sex. It's more kind of...
No, we do full gangbangs, the whole lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do everything, yeah.
Right, okay. So what's the most popular set?
The building site. Or I have a chav living room. It's my favourite set.
What's that?
Like a council estate apartment. It's like my home grown up. And we made it look like a old crappy council flat.
So you're an interior designer as well?
Yeah, I get creative, and that's the good thing about me. I feel like because I'm riddled with ADHD and probably autism and everything else under the sun, it lets me be creative and do whatever I want.
Okay, so in terms of you in the gym, recruiting people to do this for you, I can't understand how this works. So you're in the gym, and you see a nice looking lad?
Yeah, but that was back then. Things is different now. So back then, when OnlyFans first started, it was easy just to get someone and say, look, will you fill out a model release form and you can be in my video?
How is that easy? Because I'm sorry, if my brother, who's straight, was working out at the gym and some lad came up to him and said, do you want to be in my porno? He'd turn around and say, what the fuck are you talking about?
And people did say that, but then some people didn't. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. One video, let me tell you this one video, I asked an Uber driver to have a wank with me. True story.
When you were in the car?
In the car. Because I'm so open about it. And I was telling this Uber driver about OnlyFans and stuff, and that I'd done these videos, and he loved it. He was bulking, so he was like, He was either Polish or Romanian or something like that, Eastern European. And I said, I'll give you 500 quid. He's like, I'll do it. And he took out his dick and he waved it around. And
In the car?
In the car, yeah.
Just for him waving his dick around?
Yeah, so I filmed it. And then we done a part 2 where we pulled over and me and him sat in the front seats and jerked off together. I filmed it all.
How did you know he was going to be sound with that?
I didn't. But I didn't care. What could he say? Because he was asking me what did I do for work, and I said I do porn. He's like, no way, really? And I said, yeah. And he's like, you fuck loads of sexy women. I said, no, I jerk off my friends. And he's like, no way. I was like, yeah, I have a big dick. He's like, really? So I started showing him. And then he's like, fucking hell. I said, would you do it? And he said, oh, if I was younger and stuff. And I said, yeah, I'll give you 500 quid if you do it. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah. So I said, can I film it? He said, yeah. So I filmed the whole thing.
With his face in it?
Yeah, he had a mask. It was COVID, so he had a mask on. It caused me a lot of trouble.
Why?
Because I told the truth. I filmed the whole thing and I kept it all documented style. And it got back to Uber.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and he lost his job.
Did he?
Yeah.
Fuck! I bet you felt a bit.
I felt horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. I didn't post the second part.
Right.
It was only the first part to him waving it around. And I did feel very guilty at the time. I did. But then also, he's an adult. He knows what he was getting into.
What's one of the negative reactions you've had of someone when you've gone up to them and approached them in this way?
No, not much. I haven't had much. I just have negative reactions in life in general about it.
Yeah.
You know, from friends and family and stuff.
So with the lads who get into this, there must be a lot of nerves and hesitancy.
Yeah, but what I try to teach everybody is I try to teach them keep it real. So even we filmed with some lads a while ago and they couldn't get hard on camera. And I said that's fine. Like just go with it, film it, let them see. So I was explaining to people. So I'm talking to the camera and I'm like, look, this lad can't get hard. But I said, but that's the joys of working with straight guys. They're not always going to get hard or they're not always going to come. You know, but we're here for it anyways. So
most of these lads in these videos that I've seen online of the building site, 20 men in a Portaloo, that they're all straight guys.
The majority of them, yeah.
And is there like the one gay guy who's...
Yeah, I have loads of gay friends, like loads of gay people in my videos. And I have loads of gay people message me every day to be in the videos.
But yeah, I can imagine. But these straight guys, I'm still trying to get my head around it. There's not much barrier for them to do this. They don't feel, fuck, this is so weird, this is so gay, oh, this is...
No, because they see people like me who are so open about it, and they see that, like, I don't get a lot of flack from people. I do online, like, you'll get flack online no matter what, but because I don't care, you know, and they see that. But
do some of these lads end up having a you and Nicholas moment where they start sucking each other off and they'd never done anything like that before?
Some of the lads go full everything, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And do they end up enjoying it and realising, oh, actually, I'm kind of into having sex with the men?
Some of the lads, I think, needed the excuse to do it. I definitely think some of them, was hidden away and they needed the excuse to explore themselves a bit more.
Are any of the... Okay, so I'm curious. Are any of the lads, straight lads, who do it for the camera, so they're in a circle jerk, they're doing gay things... Do they ever take the piss out of it off camera? Are they ever a bit homophobic off camera and then on camera they're doing something just to kind of rid of the shame?
Yeah.
Do they?
I have worked with people like that. Bailey, my first friend Bailey, he was very homophobic.
Really?
Yeah.
But on camera?
On camera, you acted. Yeah.
Doing stuff.
Yeah.
And do you think that a lot of that is to sort of shed what they've just done?
So I think when it comes to... I'll talk about Bailey, for example... I think Bailey was fighting his own sexuality. I think a lot of guys who are out there who are, like what you said, your example, who are very homophobic and very hateful and stuff, they're hiding their own demons.
Right.
You know, like people like me, you can be or do whatever you want and I won't do it. I don't care. Like that's the truth about it. Like I see people online talking about you can't call this person this or I'll call you an apple. If you want to be fucking called an apple, I'll call you a fucking apple. You know, I literally don't care about it.
Yeah.
You know, I want nothing but success and health and happiness for everyone. You know, I wish everybody... I hate the thought of people fighting. I hate the thought of these wars going on, people dying and all this stuff. I hate all that.
The lads that are doing particularly well, say that you get guys that come in and they start doing well above other people, there must be a bit of sensitivity there towards why is Jake doing great and Eric's not.
Yeah, and I can tell why straight away.
Go on then, what is it?
The ones who do well are easygoing. They are very relaxed. They're not, oh, I'm not doing that. I don't get my hair in this angle, nothing like that. They're just like, I'm me,
So it's not necessarily to do with the physical, the tallest, the biggest.
Yeah, the more relaxed, I think. Like if someone's not, people are more attracted to a guy who's a bit more curvy, let's say, rather than someone who's posing in front of the camera like that. I'm not doing this. So I think people buy into it more if you're real.
And do you get lads that come in, they try it and they freak out? Do you ever get any people who go, fuck, okay, this is too much, too intense for me?
Yeah, definitely.
Or it's not making me any money, I want this all taken down, I want to start again, and they need your advice?
Both. So what I do now is, if someone comes to me and they say, look, and they want to be I want to be in videos, I want to do OnlyFans, blah, blah, I tell them, right, come down today when I have a lot of lads at the studio and come watch. And if you want to join in the social media, come join in. I have guys we'll have a lads day at the studio, guys that do all levels of porn. Some guys that don't even touch men, don't get touched. That just do straight stuff. They come and they just do the social media stuff with us. Or they'll do a circle jerk, but they'll stay on their own and they won't get touched.
Right. Okay.
So there's all levels. And then obviously you have the people who regret it. I find a lot of people regret it because they get in a relationship with new people and then they're like, oh, can you take that stuff down?
Right. Okay.
That happens a fair bit.
And what sort of enhancements do people do? Do they get involved in steroids? Do people start doing...
of course. They're going to... People all... I find social media and stuff puts pressure on everybody. Like, I've had a hair transplant. I got my teeth done. I've had filler under my eyes. And I've had people complain about it, saying they like the rougher version of me. But I didn't do that. I didn't do those things for gratification. I done them for me to feel good. Me feel finally clean. That there are things for me. I'm sure people go overboard with everything.
I wonder if some of these lads come in and take Viagra when they do these circle jerks.
Absolutely.
But you don't promote it or suggest it. It's just you can tell that they probably come in and do it.
I watched your podcast with Josh Moore, and he talks about the studio that makes you inject.
Yeah.
And a lot of pro studios make you inject because they want you to perform for the whole video. Now, I know some cases where they've had bad reactions and it damaged them. So I don't promote drugs in any way.
No.
And specifically at my studio, I tell people, I use, people smoke weed and stuff, and I specifically say, do not come to my studio if you're drunk or smoke weed. One, you can't consent in content. Yeah. And two, I absolutely hate drugs. So do not come to my studio with that. Yeah. So I just think people are not themselves. I think when people do drugs, they become assholes or whatever it is.
How do you have... Are you single?
Yeah.
How do you have relationships with women when you work in this industry and you are essentially having hand jobs and oral sex with men? What's the reaction?
Women love it.
Women love it?
Women absolutely love the guy on guy stuff. Love it. Women definitely love it. Relationship wise, it's just I just don't want to be in a relationship. That's my personal choice. I'm happy living my life. My life where it is right now is stress free, drama free. I can up and leave whenever I want. I can do whatever I want, and I'm just happy. So that's why I choose not to be in a relationship. And
you have a nice house?
I have a nice house.
Yeah, in Cambridgeshire.
Yeah.
So you just chilled being you?
It's my own place. Yeah. My studio is just my space. I literally get up in the morning, I go to the gym, I go to the studio.
Yeah.
When I'm finished work, let's say after about 2 weeks, I leave the country.
And do you have a lot of sex outside of work?
No.
Why?
I just don't. I do. Like I wank every single day. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm normal. I'm not over sexualized. I just when I travel, I obviously have sex probably the same as everyone else. I'm not a sex fiend like that I used to be.
Right, but now
I'm older. I'm 36.
But you're not. No, but I mean, you're not going on dates. You're kind of your sexual needs are met in work.
No, like I don't go on dates. But if I'm out, I'll do a quick hookup or something like that.
And that's just by courting someone in real life.
Yeah.
It's not apps or stuff, because unfortunately straights don't have Grindr.
Yeah, we have Tinder and stuff.
I know, but there's a bit more formality there, isn't there, in getting to know someone, I suppose.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have time for all that stuff. If we have Instagram, I message someone on Instagram, look, do you want to come over?
Yeah.
Boom, and that's it.
So in terms of your involvement in the gay community now, you would say that you're at Pride, you go to gay bars with your mates, I imagine, as opposed to just go just for you and
I don't drink, so I don't go to bars really.
How long have you not drunk for?
Since I was about 20. Like, I probably, like when I say I don't drink, I probably would drink once a year, maybe. You know, don't do drugs, don't smoke, never smoked in my life. Did try drugs when I was young.
Wow.
My best friend unfortunately died of an overdose of drugs. So it
what age was that?
It was when I was a bit older. It was when I was in Australia. It was when I was in Australia. I was about 20. Got a phone call. My friend died on his 21st birthday.
God.
Of an overdose of drugs. So.
And do you think that that's altered your relationship with drinking drugs? Has that really left an imprint in that sense?
Drugs ruined my life from the day I was born. Drugs, literally, I grew up. My mum had boyfriends that were heroin addicts, drug dealers. We got evicted from our house. I was homeless. Literally drugs ruined my life. My whole life, drugs ruined my life. Like, my mum died in a car crash from a drunk driver.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, drinking drugs literally ruined my life. So I stay away from them. I don't, when I go out with my friends, if I ever go out, I tell my friends no drugs around me. My best friend died was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. Even though my mum died in a car crash and left me orphaned and no parents. I was young at the time. I didn't really, obviously I understood what was going on, but I had a tough life after that. Through my teenage years, couldn't really find my place in life, couldn't really bond with anybody. Then I met Clayton. Clayton was my best friend. From the day I met him, he offered me to move into his house. I was homeless at the time. He said, come and live with me. We became brothers and best friends. And he was everything to me. I found out that there was visas, working holiday visas for Australia. And I decided to leave, put everything in the past behind me. I wanted to start a new life, new fresh, new beginning in Australia. Clayton literally came to the airport with me and said goodbye. That's the last time I spoke to him. So yeah.
Wow. Well, I want to talk more about your life before leaving Dublin.
Yeah.
And I suppose to have the mindset that you do of not giving a fuck, a lot has happened for you to have reached that mindset. And
you can have everything today and then tomorrow you can have nothing.
I mean, you've just touched on it then, but you've had a pretty rough time in terms of family dynamics, people you've lost.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've just said then that you were even homeless at one point. So your mother died when you were 12, is that right?
Yeah.
And then from that point on, you really didn't have a family?
No, I got sent from different family members. So I'm one of 6 kids. My youngest brother Ryan, he was about 8 months old when my mum died. She was a single mother at the time, so she was everything to us. And then just one day, she was gone, and then that was it. I had to go to different families, different schools. I was in 13 different schools.
With your brothers, or were you separated?
Separated. We were all separated. In
all 6
families.
of you?
Yeah. I didn't know where I fitted in life. People didn't want me. I was a troubled kid. Don't get me wrong. When my mum died, I was a troubled kid. I couldn't fit in anywhere because that was my life. And then after that, then I couldn't fit in anywhere. Changed schools, couldn't make friends. I used to wet the bed, so I was a smelly, scruffy kid. And we were poor. We were known as the drug family because we got evicted from our house over my mum's ex doing drugs. So life was pretty crap for me growing up, but didn't always dwell on it, you know what I mean? Always thought there was going to be something better.
And I mean, to have lost your mother at 12, to then be split up by your siblings, to then go into what you say is almost random foster care, jumping from home to home. Is that correct?
No, it wasn't even foster care. It was just different family members.
Just passing you about.
Yeah, and then at the age of 15, then I had nobody. I was living in a car. A friend of mine had a car parked outside. It was a Vauxhall Corsa, Opel Corsa. I was staying in that for a few weeks. After that, then I found these 24 hours internet cafes, and I used to pay to do like a day pass overnight, and I would stay there. I kept it hidden from everybody because I was embarrassed. And yeah, I struggled like that for a few years. Yeah.
And at 15, was the reason that you weren't housed by anyone because it was deemed that you were old enough now to fend for yourself?
No, I was troubled, like I was lost at that age. I was a really lost teenager with hormones and everything. I struggled losing my mum, like really struggled. I used to go out to her grave pretty much all the time and just sit there and talk to her. Didn't really deal well in school because I was in 13 different schools. Couldn't fit in with the other guys. I used to fight with everybody. I hated the world. I thought like the world was getting why was my mum gone? What did I do to deserve this? Our life is shit as it is. So yeah, I was a bad kid.
And you said that the accident was that she was involved with a drunk driver.
Yeah, she was out with her friend's birthday party, and they were going back to an after party. And her friend said, "Jump in with my nephew. He'll drive you back to the house." And I don't know whether she knew he was drunk or not, but he was 21, and so was his friend. His friend was in the passenger. Her mum was in the back of the car. It was 4 a.m. They driving down the Nangor Road in Dublin and hit a roundabout. The car went into a field. Mum came out of the car. Died a half an hour later in hospital. We got told next morning by my abusive alcoholic stepdad. He told us Mum died and that was it. And he went to the pub and left us in the house.
God. I mean, that's just the stuff of nightmares, isn't it? Mm. I'm so sorry.
I learned to block it out. I learned to, as I grew older, I learned to block it out. When I left Dublin to Australia, I learned to switch it all off. Like, it didn't happen. It was in my past. Move on. And now that I wrote my book, Jesus Christ, it was hard.
Mm.
It was really hard because I even went back to Ireland. I flew back to Ireland to go to my old places where I grew up and relive those memories so I could write a real account of the book.
And almost, if you said you pushed it away, almost to revisit it and look at it in a new light as an adult, as a man, and almost grow some acceptance maybe that you'd rejected.
When I wrote my story, when I wrote it down on paper, it was almost unbelievable. It was almost unbelievable as an adult because I knew these memories in my head. I knew everything in my head was my life until I wrote it on paper and seen it, and then other people seen it. It was unbelievable.
What that might do to a person, that sort of childhood and teen years, when you say that you don't give a fuck and that you never want to go back to that position in terms of financial, would you say that this is where you get so much motivation to be okay and look after yourself?
Yeah. Like, I look back at my past and like, I will never, ever go down that route again. I'll never let that happen. I'll never let that happen to anyone around me. This is what I don't understand, how people around my family back then, like my mum, like people around her, let it happen. Like, let these men abuse her. She had 6 kids and 4 different dads. And even after she died, like, people let stuff happen. I'll never let that happen. That's why I try to stay positive. One thing my mum said to me when we were young, she said, when things was really tough when we were young, she said, just focus on the good things in life. She said, for me, the good things in life are you guys, about me and my brothers and sister. So that's what I try to do now. I really enforce that to everybody. I really say, like, if you focus on the positive of life and you're positive to everybody, positivity is infectious. You know, I've came here and I'm nice to you, you're going to be nice back to me. So,
have you been nice to me?
Ish. You know, like, And I really truly believe that. So now I'm in a position in my life where I'm flexible financially. I have a lot of time. I'm in a good place. I'm in a really good mentally too. I'm in the best position I've ever been in my life. Now I can give back. Now I can help out. So now I try to help people where I can. When people come to me and they say they want to join the adult industry and they say like, I'm on my ass now, like I'm broke, I need money. I'm like, well, this is not the reason why you come to the adult industry. It's not when you're at your lowest, it's not the time, because you may regret it in a year's time. So I say, look, really think about it, because once that stuff's out there, it's out there forever.
And when you say you were homeless, were you sleeping in your car? Have you ever been rough sleeping?
I was sleeping on the streets. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Of Dublin?
Yeah.
And how many days or weeks?
It's shameful to say it, yeah, for a while.
Really?
Yeah. This is why when, I don't even like talking about him, when I talk about Clayton, the day I met him, he gave me a home.
And how did you meet him?
Through my cousin. I went out to see my cousin.
Right.
And he brought me out to his friends, and Clayton was there, and he was just a nutter. He just got out of a youth detention centre from causing trouble. His parents are junkies. So he brought me to live with him straight away, and that was it. We literally hit it off.
What does it do to someone's mental health to be homeless?
It destroys you, I suppose. Cause I was embarrassed. I didn't tell people because I didn't want people. It is embarrassing. People you don't want to admit that you're homeless. But I was 15. You know, like, wow, I didn't know any different. Yeah. Asking friends to stay in the house, and they say, yeah. Like, a few of your friends say, yes, come and stay in my house. But you outstay your welcome very quick.
Yeah.
And you're trying to hang around with your friends just to stay there one more night, just to get a roof over your head. And there's been times when I've been walking the streets, just trying to stay awake as long as possible so I didn't sleep, and then find myself like sitting up like that on a park bench. At 15, you know, when I look at 15-year-olds now, do you know how young a 15-year-old is?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So your life now is radically different.
Radically different, yeah.
Tell me about your life now. So you own property, you have a car, obviously you told me that.
I'm very successful. I am very, very successful, but I'm still very humble. I'm very modest, you know, like I don't buy flashy clothes, you know, we were talking about flying before. I travel a lot. Don't get me wrong, I travel a lot. Travel is my passion. Since I've been given the opportunity now where I'm able to travel, I do travel a lot. I traveled all over the world. I've seen and met amazing people. I don't fly first class, business class. I have done. I've experienced it. I fly economy when I can. Same with hotels. I've stayed in fancy hotels, but I don't always. I always stay where I can. So I try to keep it real, know where I come from, and I invest all my money. I try to stay smart. I live my life day by day, knowing that I could have something today and not tomorrow. And it's true, especially with adult industry. You can have your social media today that really pushes you, and they can cancel it tomorrow, delete it tomorrow. So I invested all my money into loads of different things to hopefully stable my future, so I don't ever have to go back to plumbing or be poor.
Are you a millionaire?
Yeah. That was awkward to say. Yeah. God. Yeah, I do all right.
The teeth say it all.
Yeah, like you should see me on the internet. See, you know, like I said today, when I come here today, because I've watched your podcast, you know what I mean, you're a good guy, you're not trying to hammer people. I said I'm going to come today and I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to let myself open to you. People see me on the internet and they see me being Jack the Lad. You should see my replies to people, like the trolls especially. So trolls will fire at me, yeah, you're gay this, you're gay that, and I'm like, yeah, your dad swallows, you know, stupid stuff. And people think that's me, but it's not me. It's just me, my character on the internet. But in reality, I'm just a real guy. I'm just a normal lad, like a bit more filthy than your average.
My final part is I really want to talk about the psychology behind why gay men find men like you and all of this content attractive. I think it's a really important thing to talk about. So why do you think, as a straight man who doesn't know what it's like to be gay, why do you think it is that people are drawn to this sort of straight laddie world?
So from my experience with this, from speaking to a lot of gay guys about it, because obviously I was always interested in why me? What's so different? I'm not pretty, I'm not all this stuff. So why me? And they said a lot of gay people have the friend in school, the best mate, they're someone that relates to them growing up, where they've always been attracted, maybe a teacher or whatever, a straight guy that they never had but they always wanted, and that's where it stems from. And also you have that like forbidden fruit, you know what I mean? You have the bit of like, can I turn him? You know, can I have fun with him? You know, it's a bit naughty. It's always attractive, but then also then you have the real manly side of it. Like I suppose manly jobs is attractive. The sweat and the grit of a male hormone is hot. You know, and I think also again I'll keep going back to it. The realism. People really love real people. You know, your plumber, your milkman, your builder. It's what I'm attracted to with females. Like it's exactly the same thing. I'm attracted to a real female who's not over the top done, who has a little bit of imperfection, maybe has crooked teeth, or like I'm not crooked teeth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so yeah, I think that's where it stems from.
That's really interesting, actually. The idea that for gay men, I definitely fancied my PE teacher. I definitely fancied a straight mate at one point, and fantasized about these people that I couldn't have, and the idea of them,
and they were probably oblivious.
They would have been oblivious, and the idea of them maybe touching me or trying it on with me was so thrilling because it was never going to happen.
Well,
so I suppose, well, unless
you're my friend.
Unless you're at Andy's Porn Star Academy. I mean, I've seen some content and there are some men on there that I would, Jesus. I've got some more psychology questions for you.
Oh yeah.
So, back to the why do gay guys, generally, I'm not speaking for everyone.
Yeah.
It is common to have this sort of straight man fantasy. If you go on any gay porn website, straight guy will be in the top 5, undoubtedly, of things people are searching. And why that is, I think that's a really good point, in that we probably have been into a straight man at some point in our life.
Of course.
When I was going through your reels, there's one video where there's this very handsome man and you changing portaloos.
Yeah.
And he comes out and then you go in, but then he goes in with you. And is he straight in real life?
Straight, yeah, straight.
So I think the thing that's particularly hot about that is that it's unobtainable for me to get involved. There's these two straight lads that are having their own thing and they don't want me, but they're also not doing it themselves. And there's a tension and there's a frustration there that I think is very sexy. And I just wondered what the fuck is all that about. I'm like, why is that sexy?
I suppose people...
It's that sort of thing. It's like forbidden.
It's not the
thing.
norm. It's forbidden. It's not the norm, and people like what's not the norm.
Yeah.
If you ate steak every day, every now and again, you'd like a hamburger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I ask myself, why do I find that sexy? That sort of look but don't touch. And I suppose as you said, straight people even have these ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, straight men find two women being with each other quite hot.
Yeah, definitely.
And they probably get off on the idea of those women rejecting them and saying, no, we don't want you in this scenario.
Or someone else's wife.
Right, yeah.
Same sort of thing.
Yeah.
The hot school mum.
If you had a message for gay men, what would it be?
Love is love.
Gay rights.
Yeah,
Andy Lee for gay rights.
No, I say be yourself. Let live. You know, I think everybody should be themselves. I think if you're... For a long time, I hid away what I'd done. And when I finally... I keep saying come out.
We'll use that clip.
Oh, God. When I finally came out and told everybody that I'd done what I do, it was liberating. Honestly, it was liberating. And now that I am the person who I am today because of it, people can't embarrass me. How can someone embarrass me? If I don't find it embarrassing, then I can't be embarrassed. You know, I'm good looking, I have a big dick, and I'm rich.
I mean...
Yeah, what can you do? Oh, yeah, I do gay porn. Okay, fair enough. People are like, oh, you're gay, you're a homo, you're this, and that. Okay. If that makes you happy, you know, like, or people call me, you must be bisexual. Okay. If that's what you want, okay.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much more to it.
Yeah.
You call me whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want me to be. If it makes you happy, okay.
I think that you have a really refreshing view on sexuality. I think that the way you just described it is great. Is that I don't care really what label you want to put on me.
Yeah, labels are for clothes, not for humans.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think we have to wrap it up. I could talk to you for so long, and I can't. Honestly, I'm going to come to the gay and
Porn Star University.
So it's not the gay.
It's for everybody.
I'm coming to this Porn Star University. I need to see this in real life.
Please do.
But honestly, it was such a great chat. You're such a lovely guy.
Oh, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate your time.
And cue everybody Googling Andy Lee. Trying to find these videos now. God. That's going to happen.
Yeah, Andy Lee XXX. Have fun. Enjoy.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, Andy, thank you so much.